to the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series season premiere. Here we are at Daytona International Speedway for the first ever NASCAR Duralast Cup Series Monster Energy Daytona Duels. Here we go, folks. We have two duel races tonight. We have one for half the field and one for the other half of the field as well. Duel number one will determine the inside row, and duel number two will determine the outside row. But for over 15 drivers, this is a go or go home opportunity. 10 spots, over 15 drivers. Only 10 are going to get into the show. Just about top 30 in points are locked in. It's a little bit wish-washy as we had some drivers run for different numbers, but we got that all sorted out. Let's go ahead and get the cars off pit road. Let's go ahead and get duel number one underway. Alrighty, folks, here we go. The first duel race tonight, and the rules are very simple. We're going to push the car on the track. Each car gets only one push. So we push the car around the track. Wherever that car lands, we take it off, we take it to the side. And since this is a restrictor plate race, if we push one car, let's say it lands right here, we push another car. If this car was to land here, because it's a restrictor plate race, you have pack racing, he would be moved up to here, but if he were to be out front like this, he would be moved back into the nose. So no matter where the car lands, he would either be behind or directly in front of the car previous. This is how pack racing works in the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series. If a car comes off the racetrack, makes any contact with another car, that's a multi-car wreck, but if it comes off the racetrack for any reason, that car is out. And as I've already mentioned, we have a crap load of drivers that could miss the Daytona 500 literally this Sunday. I'll let y'all know how those go on. Anyways, your pole sitter for the Daytona 500 is Matt Kenseth. If Kenseth was to wreck out, he would obviously lose that starting spot, but he is locked in based on Kyle Larson's points the previous season. It goes based on the car number, not the driver itself. So the 42 car in Season 2 had top 30 in points, therefore Kenseth will pick up those points. First lap in the 2020 Camaro, well, it's Matt Kenseth. Let's go! Duralast Cup Racing is back on Diecast Buffet. And a very slow but eager lap at the same time. Kenseth will start us off. Kenseth will be placed there, and no matter where the 37 car lands, he'll either be directly ahead or directly behind, assuming the cat don't wreck out. But this guy has to make it into the Daytona 500 based on his finishing position. 9 transfer cars in duel number one. He has to be in the top half of them, pretty much, if he wants to make the show. It's a little bit wish-washy because there's a lot of scenarios in play. So basically, folks, 28 cars are locked in on points because there wasn't 30 cars eligible because, like I mentioned, some drivers ran different numbers during the season. So there is, as of right now, 18 cars that could miss the show. That means this cat's going to pretty much have to finish in the top 6 of this duel race. And since he changed number from the 47 to the 37, Stenhouse gets the 47 points. This is a new number for the team. So Ryan Preece is going to have to work his way into the 500. Here we go. And Ryan Preece takes the lead. Frank Keselowski in the Miller Lite Ford. Oh, man. Now, that was a clean run until he hit this point right here. If it's an abrupt stop, that's considered a DNF. So, Keselowski, unfortunately, bud, you're going to be starting at the rear come Sunday. Here's another go or go homer. It is Elliott Sadler making his NASCAR Duralast Cup Series debut. Roush Fenway supporting 4 cars full-time in Season 3. Here's number 60, Ford Motorsport, Ford Mustang. And Elliott Sadler takes the lead here at Daytona. Here's Cole Custer in the 41, Haas Automation, Ford Mustang. Great run for that 41 car. He's going to be your new leader. Here's Kyle Busch in the M&M's Toyota Camry. And look at that, Kyle Busch, a new race leader. Now, of course, if you win the race, no points involved. But guess what? Here's Daniel Suarez in the first ever Duralast Cup Series start for Gaunt Brothers Racing, the number 96. Cherry Vanilla Coke, Toyota Camry. A lot of Toyotas in duel number 1, not so much in duel number 2, so a lot of team coordination going on with the Toyota Camp. Here's the 96 car. Ooh, slow lap for Daniel Suarez. That could put him in jeopardy. So as of right now, only 3 transfer cars have ran. Of course, only the top 6 are going to advance. So right now, Daniel Suarez, he better hope that run was good enough to keep him in. Here's Martin Truex Jr. in the Bass Pro Shops Toyota Camry. And Martin Truex Jr. is going to take the lead here at Daytona. Here's your Season 1 champion. Of course, Alex Bowman won the championship last year. Here is Denny Hamlin in the FedEx Toyota. Denny Hamlin takes the lead. Here's Eric Jones in the Irwin Tools Toyota Camry. Very slow lap, but he is already locked into the 500. Here's Kurt Busch in the Gear Wrench Chevrolet Camaro. Wow! That's a brand new car, and that thing is lightning fast. Newsflash, I think Kurt Busch might win a few Duralast Cup Series races this season. That thing's a hot rod. Here's Christopher Bell making his NASCAR Duralast Cup Series debut with Levine Family Racing. This car was driven by Matt DiBenedetto last season, but he didn't earn any points, so guess what? Matt DiBenedetto jumping over to the 21 car. He's locked in based upon Paul Menard's points. Christopher Bell, well, he's going to have to earn his way in. He is a transfer car. And Christopher Bell out front in duel number 1 with the monster Daytona Duel. Here's Clint Boyer, who won the Daytona 500 in Season 1. And his Rush Truck Center's 2020 Mustangs out front. So far, only one DNF tonight. It's Brad Keselowski, but here's Eric Almirola in the Smithfield Ford Mustang. Very clean lap for Almirola. Alright folks, this is where things get really interesting. After Greg Biffle's run a whole lot of transfer cars, we're going to figure out who's going to miss the Daytona 500 tonight. Here is Greg Biffle in the Castrol Ford Mustang. Slow lap for him, but Greg Biffle is already locked in based upon Austin Cindric's points from Season 2. Here's number 27 of Greg Gaulding, the Panini Trading Cards Ford Mustang. This is a transfer car. He's going to probably have to pass the 96 to stay in contention. Will he earn a spot in the Daytona 500? Well, I'd say he just did, because he just took the lead at Daytona. Greg Gaulding might have just punched his ticket to the Daytona 500 with a huge run to the lead here in duel number 1. Here's Ryan Blaney, who, believe it or not, barely, and I repeat, barely, was top 30 in points. This cat could have been easily a transfer car, how bad he run, but guess what? He's got a brand new lineup of race cars. How can he do in Season 3? Here's Ryan Blaney, the Jack Links Menards Ford Mustang. I'd say he's doing fine and dandy. New leader. Might just be a Duralast Cup record for lead changes. Here's another transfer car. Here's Timmy Hill for MBM Motorsports in the VSI Racing Roofclaim.com Ford Mustang. Oh no. That run right there, folks, could truly put Timmy Hill outside of the Daytona 500. Here's Corey LaJoy. No points in Season 2. Can he get his Old Spice Ford Mustang into the show? Here we go. Corey LaJoy is in the Daytona 500. Out front, it's Ryan Blaney looking for, well, a big Duralast Cup win, even though it's not a points-paying one. There's a brand new car for Buffet Racing South, the tax-layer Chevrolet Camaro. Buffet Racing South welcoming a brand new sponsor with Ross Chastain. Let's see what they can do. Holy cow, Ross Chastain's got some horsepower. Brand new leader in duel number 1. So Buffet Racing South takes the lead here at Daytona. And we only got 2 cars left to go. It's BJ McLeod and Chad Fincham. One of these cars are pretty much almost guaranteed to miss the show. Let's see if these cats can make the show. Here is BJ McLeod, number 52, Rick Ware Racing Ford Mustang. BJ McLeod knocks out Daniel Suarez, but most importantly, he takes the lead away from Buffet Racing South here at Daytona. Holy cow, folks, what an incredible into duel number 1. BJ McLeod's going to get the huge win for Rick Ware Racing here in duel number 1. He's going to book himself into the Daytona 500. He's a transfer car. He was not locked in. Here's a quick top 10 update. Ross Chastain nearly wins the duel for Buffet Racing South. That's a brand new car, right? That's a brand new car. I even built that car, and I tell you what, Buffet Racing South has real speed. I'm just going to say the 2020 Camaro, slam dunk. Here is Ryan Blaney, who's going to start in row 3 in the 500. Row 4 is going to have Greg Gaulding, another transfer car. Gets a top 10 tonight. Eric Almirola comes home 5th. Clint Boyer is going to come home 6th. 7th is going to be another transfer car. It's going to be, guess what? Christopher Bell is going to get into the Daytona 500. 8th, it's going to be Kurt Busch. I'm telling you, man, them Camaros are fast. another transfer car, Chad Fincham. And rounding out the top 10 tonight, it's going to be Denny Hamlin in that FedEx Toyota Camry. Here's the rest of the results from duel number 1 in the Monster Energy Daytona Duels. I tell you what, man, Brad Keselowski's going to start at the rear of the field, but wow, man. Timmy Hill, Daniel Suarez, Ryan Preece are going to miss the 2020 NASCAR Duralast Cup Series Daytona 500. Let's go on to duel number 2. Alrighty folks, welcome to the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series Monster Energy Daytona Duel number 2. Starting on the outside row of the Daytona 500, literally this Sunday, Tyler Reddick in that Caterpillar 8 will lead us off tonight. Another stacked field of drivers. This one's definitely heavy on the Chevrolet Camaros. All of the Toyota drivers were in duel number 1. BJ McLeod wins duel number 1. Who's going to win duel number 2? Let's get it started. Alrighty folks. Here we go, duel number 2 here tonight at Daytona. Starting us off, it's going to be Tyler Reddick in the Caterpillar Chevrolet Camaro. This is a brand new 2020 Camaro. We've seen how good this new mold is so far. This whole duel, I'm telling you, man, is full of Camaros. This one's going to be interesting to see. 9 transfer cards in duel number 2. Once again, only top 6 are going to advance. Monster Energy duel number 2 from Daytona underway. And Tyler Reddick's going to have a hot lap down in turn 1. And Tyler Reddick gets that provisional based on Daniel Hemrick's points total from Season 2. And of course, Daniel Hemrick doesn't have a ride, even though he won that big Texas race in the Lone Star 500. Here's your defending champion, Alex Bowman in the Cincinnati Chevrolet Camaro. Let's see how this car does. I'll be honest, a little bit slower than I expected. He's going to be in second place. Here's Chase Elliott in the number 9 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet Camaro. Holy moly, Chase Elliott out front. Brand new 2020 Air Force Camaro. It's Bubba Wallace Jr. Wow, Bubba Wallace Jr. out front. Last year's Daytona 500 winner, Ryan Newman, is going to be sporting a brand new race car this season, the Castrol Ford Mustang for Roush Speedway Racing. Let's see if Rocket Man can get a duel win tonight. Yep, that car ain't got much speed. Barely get around Alex Bowman. And surprisingly enough, after looking at the points, Garrett Smithley actually has enough points. He actually is part of the top 30. Like I said, some of the drivers kind of ran 2 different car numbers, so guess what? Garrett Smithley is already locked in based on points. 28 cars. It was, top 30 rule. Well, guess what? Only top 10 in each Duralast Cup Series race gets points. So there's some cats who don't get points. There's going to be 13 points paying races in Season 3, with 1 race being an all-star. Garrett Smithley was a part of that top 28, so guess what? He is going to be locked in for every race this season he enters. And not a good run for the 51 car, but he'll be a part of the pack. And our first transfer car of duel number 2, here is Quinn House, 2020 Units Chevrolet Camaro. This is a Starcom race car. They're trying to make their first ever Duralast Cup Series race. Can they get their way in here at duel number 2? And imagine that, he's going to go to second place. Here's the number 21 of Matt DiBenedetto here in the Menards Maytag Ford Mustang. Matt DiBenedetto goes to second place. And believe it or not, this is actually a transfer car. The number 17 Fifth Third Bank Ford Mustang was not locked in. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. did not earn a single point in Season 2. I was shocked to hear it. So Chris Buescher point his way in all season long. He's not a part of the top 30. So here's Chris Buescher and his Fifth Third Bank Ford Mustang. Shot out of a cannon, he's going to be in the top 5. Here is Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who, even though he didn't point his way in last season, Ryan Preece did. So the 47 car is locked in, and of course he took that ride from Ryan Preece, which his teammate already missed the Daytona 500. So if JTG Doherty Racing ain't having a bad day, I don't know what is. Here is the number 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And while that generally slow diecast finds its way around Chase Elliott. Here's the number 13 Geico Camaro for Ty Dillon. And pretty slow run for that old 2018 car. Here's number 57, a Dominic Konareski in the New York Sports Show Chevrolet Camaro. Well, hot dog, that car's out front. Here's Austin Dillon at number 3, Dow Chemical Chevrolet Camaro. Who can forget that big win at the Bristol Night Race in Season 2? Holy moly, Austin Dillon's out front. Here's number 22 of Joey Logano. And Logano gets around Buescher. Here's the number 40 of Chase Briscoe. Well, this car was originally not going to come back. Chase Briscoe finds another ride. He's going to be returning to Chip Ganassi Racing for Season 3. Here's a McDonald Cessna Chevrolet Camaro. And he's going to find himself out front. And believe it or not, folks, Jimmie Johnson did not earn a single point in Season 2. This is a transfer car. Jimmie Johnson could miss the Daytona 500. Right now, only 2 transfer cars have ran. Well, could Jimmie Johnson lock himself into the 500? He's going to pass both of them. I would say he's got a very good shot at making the 500. With 9 transfer cars in tonight's Duel number 2 here at the Monster Energy Daytona Duels on Diecast Buffet course this Sunday. You can tune in for the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series Season 3 Daytona 500. It's going to be coming up 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Sunday. So that's some awesome diecast racing, unscripted diecast racing at that, this Sunday to tune in. Here's William Byron, who won the last time we were on a plate track last year. It was at Talladega, that big win for William Byron. But let's be honest, folks, he kind of choked for the championship. As of right now, only 3 transfer cars have ran. Only 6 of the 9 transfer cars will advance. Here's William Byron in the Exalta Chevrolet Camaro. And how about that? He's going to get around Joey Logano. And after David Reagan retired, well, John Hunter Nemechek is going to move into the 38 car. But the 38 car was top 5 in points last season. David Reagan almost won the championship. And even though this is a David Reagan car, they're releasing a John Hunter Nemechek car. So I'll have that later this season. But he's going to get one of the fastest cars in Duralast Cup Series racing in the Select Blinds Ford Mustang returns. Here is John Hunter Nemechek in his NASCAR Duralast Cup Series debut. And I tell you what, folks, that is one of the fastest cars in Duralast Cup Series racing. John Hunter's out front. All right, folks, here we go. The final 6 cars of Duel number 2 tonight at Daytona. And every single one of them, folks, is a transfer car. 3 transfers have ran, with the furthest back being Chris Buescher right there behind Logano. Here's the number 34, Michael McDowell, making his NASCAR Duralast Cup Series debut tonight at Daytona. He's going to have to race his way in to the Great American Race on Sunday. Michael McDowell is going to be in the show. And Rick Ware Racing teammate B.J. McLeod's big win at Duel number 1, while J.J. Yaley's got to find a way to get his Mustang to the show. Here's the number 54 Ford Mustang for RWR. And I would say a very good run. He's going to pass Jimmie Johnson. Out of the 9 transfer cars, 5 have ran, and the furthest back is Chris Buescher. That car could miss the 500 with 4 cars left to go. He has to be the top 6 of the transfers. John Hunter Nemechek's out front in Duel number 2. Here's number 77 of Reed Sorensen. Can this car make the 500? Shot out of a cannon, Reed Sorensen takes the lead. Well, it's pretty much an upset night here at Daytona. B.J. McLeod wins Duel number 1, and Reed Sorensen is out front at Duel number 2. This is unscripted diecast racing. This is why I love this series so much. We got 3 cars left and making his first ever NASCAR Duralast Cup Series race. It's Andrew Keaton, otherwise known as Little Wrangler 3. You've seen his YouTube channel, you've seen his customs. Well, guess what? He's making his Duralast Cup Series debut tonight. Here at Duel number 2, he's got to race his way in. He's going to be competing full-time this season, but he is not in the top 30, obviously. So, he's going to have to race his way in. Can this number 5 car make it to the show? He has to get around the 17. Here we go. Wow! Now that car's fast. He's going to get around John Hunter Nemechek, but just by a tail fin. So as of right now, folks, Chris Buescher will miss the Daytona 500. He is out. And the bubble goes to that 00 of Quinn Houff. Here's the number 26 of Ryan Truex. Well, he's pretty much old veteran at this point. He's been around since Season 1. Can he get his 26th car of the Pizza Hut Camaro into the Daytona 500? Reed Sorensen's out front. We're about to have an upset I mean, we're about to have double upsets here in the duel races. Oh my god, Sunday's Daytona 500 is going to be insane, folks. Ryan Truex will make the show. Tough luck for Quinn Houff. He will miss out on his first Daytona 500 opportunity, and it will put the bubble on Jimmie Johnson. I thought he was good. Nope. Johnson is on the bubble now with one car left to go. It's number 82 of Harrison Burton. The tax layer NASCAR Diecast News Chevrolet Camaro for Buffet Racing South. The second entry for BRS. And Ross Chastain, his teammate, almost won duel number 1. Can this cat win duel number 2? Here we go, folks. Will Jimmie Johnson make the show, or will Harrison Burton knock him out? Here we go. It's official. Harrison Burton and Buffet Racing South win duel number 2. Jimmie Johnson will miss the show. Holy cow, folks. Upset alert here at Daytona International Speedway. BJ McLeod wins duel number 1 and duel number 2. And this is unscripted diecast racing. Harrison Burton for Buffet Racing South wins duel number 2. You know, this is unscripted diecast racing. I mean, I can't believe it. This car actually freaking won. This is one of the newest customs I have made for Buffet Racing South. In fact, it actually is the newest one. And I tell you what, I did not expect that car to have that much speed. Well, guess what? Harrison Burton, in his first ever run with Buffet Racing South, is a winner at Daytona. And Reed Sorensen, keep in mind, that's a 2019 Camaro, right? That car gets himself into the Daytona 500 with a second place finish in duel number 2. The Monster Energy duels at Daytona have been insane, bro. And his first ever run of the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series, Andrew Keaton, otherwise known as Little Wrangler 3. Go make sure to go subscribe and check out his YouTube channel. He's gonna come up 3rd place. Unscripted diecast race. Like I'm telling you, man, that's why I love the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series. He's gonna be into the show. Keep in mind, only 6 cars out of that 9 that were in duel number 2 advanced to the main show, and John Hunter Nemechek nearly pulls off the huge upset in his first ever Duralast Cup Series run. He's going to come home 4th in David Reagan's car. And in 5th place, well, it's going to be Chase Briscoe making an unexpected return to Chip Ganassi Racing. He's going to get another top 10 run. Austin Dillon's going to come home in 6th place for Richard Childress Racing. Coming home in 7th place, well, it's going to be Dominic Konareski. Coming home in 8th place is going to be Bubba Wallace Jr. in that 2020 Air Force Chevrolet Camaro. Beautiful paint scheme. And putting himself into the Daytona 500, it's Michael McDowell. Going to get a 9th place run tonight in duel number 2. He's going to be into the Daytona 500. And Matt DiBenedetto with his debut with the Wood Brothers. And that bright, beautiful Maytag Menards Ford Mustang is going to come home with a solid 10th place run. Holy cow, folks. The cats who make the show from duel number 2, you can see them on screen right now, advance to Sunday, which is going to be live on Diecast Buffet, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The 3rd annual Daytona 500 for the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series is going to be Harrison Burton, Reed Sorensen, Andrew Keaton, Michael McDowell, J.J. Yaley, and Ryan Truex. And the cats on the other side of the barrel that are not going to be racing Sunday, Jimmie Johnson. And that's a 2019 car. I will say, that's a 2019 car. The 2020 car will be available for next race at Texas, so maybe he can make the show then. He's out of the Daytona 500. He misses the show. Unbelievable. Quinn Houff, the debut for Starcom, they're not making the show either. And Chris Buescher misses the Daytona 500 for Roush Fenway Racing. Talk about some incredible action tonight from Daytona International Speedway. I mean, the Monster Energy duels at Daytona. Lead change after lead change after lead change. It shows that unscripted diecast racing really does reign supreme here. I mean, you gotta talk about it. Anybody can win these diecast races. Any one of these cars can make it. And guess what? For the first time in NASCAR Duralast Cup Series history, a custom NASCAR diecast wins a race, and it happened twice tonight. So we're making history here in the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series. BJ McLeod for Rick Ware Racing and Buffet Racing South with Harrison Burton. Check that out. OBB, Diecast News, gets on the hood in its final season of the NASCAR Diecast News. Well, guess what? He's a race winner here tonight at Daytona. I want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in to the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series duels tonight. This is the first time we've ever done this. This is the first time we've ever done duels for Daytona, and literally this Sunday on Diecast Buffet, you can tune into the Season 3 Daytona 500 for the unscripted Diecast Racing Series, NASCAR Duralast Cup Series. I tell you what, man, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be unscripted. It's going to be fun. I tell you what, it's going to be fun. These cats are going to be starting in row 2. Obviously, Kenseth's on the pole with Tyler Reddick on the outside. And you can see through the rest of the Daytona 500 running order, it's going to be exciting. You know, big names missed the show. I mean, Ryan Preece is out, Jimmy Johnson is out, Chris Buescher is out. So many different drivers are going to be sitting at home on Sunday. But guess what, folks? Unscripted Diecast Racing. Tune in 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the green flag of the 2020 NASCAR Duralast Cup Series Daytona 500. I want to say thank y'all so much for supporting the series. If y'all want to see a Season 4 of this stuff, you got to make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, you know, tell me how y'all feel about this series, man. I love doing it, and I hope y'all do too. For the voice of the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series, I'm Garrett Hodge. I'll see y'all this Sunday for the 500. Have a great one, folks.
This has been a presentation of the NASCAR Duralast Cup Series on Diecast Buffet.